Hey, what's up you guys, it is Fortune and welcome back to another Minecraft mod review, and today we are going to be doing the Mob Grinding Utils mod for Minecraft 1.12.2. So yeah, as always, if you guys do enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe and hit the notification bell, and let's get into it. And the first thing we're going to make is the iron spikes, and these basically just kill mobs when they walk into them and stuff. So essentially what we're going to make them with is an iron block and 3 iron swords like so, and you'll get yourself some iron spikes. And these can be placed in all directions pretty much, so you can place them like that, you can place them sideways, you can also place them upside down. If I can get this, I did not think of that. Yeah, but you can place them upside down, and any mob that like walks into them will just get killed. It drops XP and it does drop the items also. The next thing we have is the entity conveyor, and this is basically a conveyor belt that moves mobs along the horizontal direction. These can't go vertically sadly, but mobs can also spawn on these blocks, so you can use them just in your mob farms. And this is crafted with a piece of redstone, 2 slime balls and 4 iron ingots, and you do get 6 for this. And when placing them, they place in the direction facing towards you, but obviously the arrows point in the direction you're going to go. So if I point it this way, then it will place the other way. But if we go like this and we just place this chicken here, he's just going to go along and come off the end of the conveyor belt, and that's essentially how these guys work. Next we have the absorption hopper, and essentially this guy vacuums up items and XP in a 7x7 area. Obviously you can configure it and stuff and sort where to the items go and everything, but this guy is crafted with 3 pieces of obsidian, a hopper and an eye of ender, and you do get 1 out of this recipe. And if I go ahead and place this guy down, you can see he just looks like this. If I drop this item on the floor, it'll pick it up as long as it's within the shown area, the 7x7x7 area. And obviously this area does go down as well. And obviously to get the items or the liquid out, we're going to use the Singularity tank, which we will get to later. We can just place them down and we can select the direction we want. So this will be, I'm not 100% sure if it's north or south, it is east and west, but we will just press these buttons and they will go out the side we want them to. So the fluid's going out that way, you can see the little green band there, and the items are going out this way, you can see the little blue band there. So if I go ahead and throw this egg in here, it will not actually sit in here anymore, it will actually sit within this spawn chicken. Also, we can also offset the down and up, so if I go ahead and click this, then we will offset where this guy can actually go up or down, and this can be changed by plus or minus 4. Obviously you can just leave it in the middle if you want it centered. Same with the north and south, you can just move those around. Same with the west and east, and you can also hide the area and show the area just by pressing this hide and show area. For the absorption hopper, we can also get an upgrade then, the absorption radius upgrade, and this basically adds +1 to a max of 6, so you can only add 6 of these guys to the radius. And this guy is made with redstone and 4 ender pearls and 2 obsidian. And if we come on over to this absorption hopper, we can just throw this guy in this slot here, and as you can see, this is now an 8x8x8 area, and we can increase it up to 6 plus 6 times the area, so we can have a pretty big area for this guy to actually collect in, and anywhere within this area will just collect the item. As you can see, it's now in that chest. But if I take these out and throw it outside here, just to show you, it doesn't actually pick up that because it's not within the area anymore, so it has to be within that area there. The next thing we're going to make is the mob fan, and essentially this guy pushes mobs in the direction the fan is facing, and this guy is crafted with 4 iron ingots, a piece of redstone and 4 stone slabs. So what we do with this guy is we go ahead and place him down like so, and as you can see, he's not doing anything right now and this fan thing isn't moving. But if we go ahead and apply a redstone signal to it, now you can see the fan is turning, and you're not affected from any of the other sides except for this side, and this will just push you away, and as a player you really can't walk within the area the fan is pushing. We can also see the area in which the fan is pushing, so right now it's just pushing this many blocks, so 1 2 3 4 5 blocks along, and you'll just end up here. And this can also push mobs and everything, so if I go ahead and put a chicken in here, it'll push that in. It's a lot cheaper than making a bunch of conveyor belts, to be completely honest with you. And to this fan we can also add 3 different modifiers. We have the mob fan upgrade, which increases the width modifier, so +2 to a max of 3, so that means you only need 3 of these upgrades for the max width, and this is made with 3 feathers going horizontally and 4 iron ingots. We also have the mob fan upgrade height modifier, so this goes up to a max of 3 as well, and this just is 3 feathers vertically with 4 iron ingots. And then we have the mob fan distance, where we can increase up to a max of 10 distance, each one adding 1 distance to the fan, so 15 blocks in total. And this guy's crafted with 1 piece of redstone, 4 iron ingots and 4 feathers. So if we come over to our fan, as you'll see, if we add this fan upgrade here, it will increase the width by 1. And then if we add all of them, it'll just increase the width out to all the way out there. Same with the height one. So yeah, as you'll see, it now pushes 2 blocks high. We can also have it push up to that many blocks high, which I believe is 4 or 5. And then the distance one is quite useful as well, so we can add 1 here, and as you can see it just increased it by 1. If we add all 10, then it is a total of 15 blocks. And then if we go ahead and turn this fan on now, if anything is anywhere within this area, it will just get pushed by this fan. So the nice thing about these guys is you don't need as many fans to keep pushing. Also, it pushes the player, as you can see. So yeah, that's the nice thing about these upgrades. They just save you from making a lot of fans. The next thing we're going to need is the mob masher, and this is essentially like the spikes, but you can add upgrades and a bunch of other stuff, and the mobs mash do count as player kills also. And the way we go ahead and make this guy is with a block of redstone, a block of iron, 3 diamonds, 2 iron spikes, and 2 iron swords, and you will get yourself a mob masher. So this guy, when he's placed down, does look really cool. He's like a masher type thing. It's really quite cool, and it looks really cool. And you don't really need a redstone signal for it to kill things if they are facing the sideways, but obviously I can place a mob on top and it won't kill it. Whereas if I go ahead and turn this guy on now, it does spin and it does look really cool. And also it does do damage on top of it, so it does damage basically in all directions except the bottom one. Also, there are a bunch of upgrades which we're going to go over in a second, which only really work when the lever is on, so you will have to redstone power this essentially, but it doesn't need a redstone power if you push up against the sides of it. So the first of the upgrades is the sharpness upgrade, and this adds +1 sharpness for every one with a max of 10, so that means you need 10 of these to get the max sharpness. And this guy is made with a piece of redstone, 4 iron swords, and 4 gold nuggets. Then we have the looting upgrade, which adds looting to the mob masher essentially with a max of 10 of these as well, and this is made with redstone, 4 lapis lazuli, and 4 gold nuggets. We have the fire aspect upgrade, which is basically just as fire aspect to a max of 10 once again, and this is crafted with a piece of redstone, 4 flints and steels, and 4 golden nuggets. Then we have the smite upgrade, which goes up to a max of 10 once again, and this is crafted with a piece of redstone, 4 rotten flesh, and 4 gold nuggets. We have the bane of arthropods one, which goes up to a max of 10 once again, and this is crafted with redstone, 4 spider eyes, and 4 golden nuggets. And then finally we have the beheading one, which basically allows you to get more heads off mobs, so get more wither skeleton skulls and such, and this is crafted with a piece of redstone, 2 iron helmets, 2 golden helmets, and 4 golden ingots. Oh, and this one also goes up to a max of 10. So if we come over to this mob masher now, we can add all of these upgrades in. So basically what this does is this increases the damage it does to the mob that walks into it. This one increases the amount of drops you're going to get out of it. This one does fire damage. This one does obviously smite damage like a smite sword would do, so it does extra damage to undead. This one does extra damage to spiders and things like that. And then this one obviously increases the amount of heads you're going to get from killing a wither skeleton, or your chance of getting a head essentially. And these can all be stacked up to 10 as you can see, so I can stack these all up to 10. Like so, and this will basically increase the chances of doing that better, so this will increase the sharpness even more, the looting, etc. for all of these. So if I go ahead and turn this on now, it'll pretty much insta-kill the chicken when it walks into it or goes on top of it, and it'll drop cooked meat, and it'll also drop quite a bit of food and stuff because we have the looting modifier. And just to demonstrate how OP this guy is, if we go ahead and place a wither skeleton on top, we pretty much 100% of the time get a skull, which is really good because we have the looting combined with the beheading. So these are actually really useful for farming wither skeletons. So next we have the Singularity tank, and this is essentially a tank. We saw what it did earlier. It just collects fluids and stuff in it, and this guy is crafted with 4 iron ingots and 5 glass like so. And these guys can be used to basically store water and lava and all sorts of fluids. So we can stick a bunch of water in this, we can stick a bunch of lava, and we can stick also the fluid XP, which is what is collected when mobs are killed, and they are collected in the absorption hopper. And they can also hold up to 32 buckets of whatever fluid, so 3,200 millibuckets. So they're pretty useful for storing stuff, and you can also extract using a regular bucket, just pull the fluid out. The next thing we have is the XP Drain Singularity tank, and this guy's actually pretty useful. It allows you to store XP from your player into the XP Drain. I'll show you how that works in a minute. But essentially this guy is made with a Singularity tank, a hopper, 2 Eyes of Ender, and 1 iron bars. So if I go ahead and place this guy down and then jump into survival mode, as you can see, I now have 13 levels on me. If I go ahead and stand on this, it will actually start extracting the levels from my player and storing them into this tank, which is really cool. So it essentially allows you to store XP from the player. So now you've stored all your levels, but you can't get them back. Well, actually you can. You will use this thing called an XP tap, and essentially you attach this to the side of a Singularity tank, either this one or the regular Singularity tank, and then turn it, and it will just basically drop the XP out as orbs as if you were using a bottle of enchanting. And this is made with 3 iron ingots and a piece of obsidian. So as you can see, I have a tank with XP in it. So if I go ahead and place this XP tap onto it and open it, you'll see it starts dropping XP orbs down onto the ground. If I go ahead and jump into survival, you'll see that my levels do go up from that, as you saw there. There wasn't much XP left. If I go ahead and throw that in, there you go. You'll see that I gained some XP levels down there, and that's what this guy is essentially used for. And you basically just right click it. So if it's sitting like this, it means it's closed. If it's sitting like this, it is open. And the next thing we have is the Ender Inhibitor, and this basically inhibits teleportation for entities, basically Enderman, and it can be basically placed on any block, and you just right click to activate and deactivate it. And it is made with an Eye of Ender, 2 iron ingots, a glowstone dust, and a redstone dust. And essentially with this guy, you're going to just place him down on the ground, and as you can see, this one is active, but if you go ahead and right click it, it is not active anymore. So, and the best way to demonstrate this is actually to make it rain. So I know this looks horrible, but if we go ahead and turn this guy on, you'll see he is inhibiting, and this is up to 8 blocks around him. And we place this Enderman here. You'll see he looks like he's teleporting away, but actually he's being dragged back here every single time. And this happens the same with a player or whether not. And as you can see, if I just right click this now, he will just go away now because he's being hit a lot by the rain. That was very loud, but that's essentially how this guy works, and it just basically stops him from teleporting away. So it's good for farming Enderman with. So the next item we have is the Wither Boss Death Muffler. So this basically muffles the sound of the Wither Boss, so you can't hear it if you're farming the Wither and stuff. And also if you right click it, it'll also hide the boss bar. And this guy's crafted with 8 white wool and a Wither skeleton skull. So to showcase this guy, I have gone ahead and spawned in a Wither. I'm just going to go ahead and place this guy down, and if we turn this on, the boss bar will go away, but I'm pretty sure I've got one of these enabled anyway because I've done this clip so many times. But if we go ahead and just kill this guy, and as you can see, if I hit him one more time, he dies, and he makes absolutely no sound because their death sounds obnoxious. And if you want to farm withers, you don't want that obnoxious noise. So this guy is very useful for that. And the next thing we have is the Ender Dragon Death Muffler, and this basically does the same thing as the Wither one, but it works in a 32 block radius. I'm not going to show you how this guy works because it works exactly the same in the off chance you want to farm the Ender Dragon, but this guy's made with a dragon egg and 8 white wool, and yeah, basically you can right click and it'll hide the boss bar as well. And the next thing we have is the Mob Swab, and this basically is used on mobs to collect DNA, and this is made with a stick and 2 white wool. And with this guy, essentially what you're going to do is going to go up to any mob you want and just right click it and you swab it to get its DNA. And now you might wonder, what am I going to do with this? Well, as it says right there, craft with a bucket of XP and seeds. And to get a bucket of XP, you basically need 1,000 millibuckets, so 1 bucket's worth of XP in a tank, and you just right click it with a bucket to get a fluid XP bucket. And if we go ahead and combine the seed, the type of DNA, so this one has sheep in it, the same as this one, and fluid XP, you'll get GM chicken feed, single use, contains Minecraft sheep DNA, and that'll change for the Minecraft sheep thing will change for whatever mob you use that on. So if we go ahead and find a chicken, there's one right here, and right click it with this feed, he's going to go ahead and explode and play some obnoxious music, and it's also going to drop a sheep egg along with some feathers. But that's really cool, and it's just useful for getting mob eggs and getting more of one mob if you have a bunch of chickens, because chickens tend to be quite easy to get, and I can see this would be quite useful in skybloks. And the final item of this mod is the Dark Oak Stone, and essentially this guy's just a decorative block that you can only get in survival mode, creative mode I mean, and it looks like this. It's pretty cool texture. There's no way of getting it in survival, I meant it's only creative obtainable in the creative menu, so that's what this guy is essentially, and yeah, that's all of the items. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let me know what mod you'd like to see me review next, or whatever video you'd like to see me do next. If you want more modded content, there's always more mod reviews, there's top 10s, and there's also modded let's plays on my channel, as well as the Unorthoblocks server, which I also play on, and a bunch of other videos you guys should go and check out if you want to. And yeah, I guess I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.